I got my coffee. I'm excited. I look forward to this every single week. Alright. Let me fire up chat activities. Skip this commercial. It's a coffee commercial. I can't believe I'm getting a coffee commercial. No way. Is it? Could it be true? No. Oh no, it is true. Wait, hold everything. Oh, energy coffee. Rise energy coffee. What the hell is that? Frickin' yikes. Let me like my own video. Let me say hello to some peoples. As people gather around the table. Mary, Jim, Venus, Janice, Val Marie, Sony, Chanel Fischel. Who else? Jamie. Yeah, I miss everyone too. It was a nutty week, but it's the calm after the storm. Thankfully, it was a nutty ass week. Excuse me. I'm a little hoarse. I'm a little hoarse. Why does that sound weird? It's mushroom coffee? Wow, that's weird. But me, I'll take that coffee. Oh, I did that perfect. Look at that. That was on point. I will take this coffee. What up, Kyle? What do we got? 38 people? A pony. A pony. A little happy pony. Ugh. Wow, I'm sitting right on the frickin'... This is like sitting on the hump in an old car. Let me move over a little bit. I didn't test the water first. Alright, let's build this coffee. Let's do some construction. Get all the foam out. Alright, let's see. What should we start out with? Let's peel off these. Look at that. All like... That's how I keep my money in my pocket, too. All in size order and shit. Facing the same direction. Captain Dave. Ms. Google. And hello, Ivy. Yeah, I gotta get my fix. Why is this lady staring at me like she wants to frickin' say something? She wants to go all full-blown Karen, I could tell. I ain't even gonna show her. She's like ready to go Karen on me. Why is that? Wasn't the wine good enough? Why is why with the two bananamas? Let me get a mic check. Mic check. I like dropping it down like a lowrider. I'm in a good mood today. You know, the world's about to change in like 17 days? Isn't that wild? 17 days with all this stuff going on. It's 17 days until the world changes. For the better or the worse. We shall all find out. But either way, it is going to change. And either way, be ye prepared for said changes. Short term, make sure you got water, make sure you got batteries, make sure you got Olights, make sure you got some food stocked up, make sure your fire extinguishers are charged, do all the stuff, because someone's going to win, someone's going to lose, but I'll tell you what, I can almost guarantee that shit's going to get wild. I mean, can we all admit to that? Alright, let's see how this coffee is. Win or lose, whichever personage, shit's gonna get wild. There's not gonna be... It's not gonna be peaceful. It's gonna be like the summer of love. Remember the summer of love? You know, where everyone like torched shit? Yeah. So, get ready. Alright. Let me turn this around. The Karens are gone. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, keep the shades drawn. Yeah, just, pretend you're on an episode of like The Walking Dead. Until it's gonna get crazy. Oh, what up? It's gonna get crazy. I think we all know that. It's I'm ready. Everyone got their pew-pews tuned up and all the other stuff, yeah? Got dog food, got medicine, got all the stuff that you need? I hope so. So you might need it. Yeah, candles and oil lights. Water. I just ordered a whole bunch more water storage containers. I've had them for a while, but I ended up giving them to Goodwill because they were in my storage place for at least however long I had it. 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. They were getting a little yellow and whatnot, so I got new collapsible water jugs. They're like 3-gallon ones that fold, but they got like the spigot on them and whatnot. I just ordered a bunch of new ones so I can stock up on water. I'm gonna be ready. Yeah, get all the meats, whatever you gotta do. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm still in like kind of convention-y mode. So this is like me, convention attire. I like the two-tone cuffs and, accents and whatnot. I'm all about that. But yeah, all of a sudden they're trying to put the fear of, I can't even say God, well, the anti-God, into people with the meat. Oh my God, see, we told you meat was gonna kill you. But Captain Frickin' Crunch isn't, right? We live in clown world. But either way, 17 days. 17 days. We found out, I don't want to, see, if we got to talk about certain things later on in the video. Because, I can't open with certain stuff. What's that? Mystery Science Game, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You got the chickens and I've been ready since the first time I saw Red Dawn when I was a kid. I was just like, that scene where they were all sitting on the rocks debating the future and whatever. We were like acting it out. Other kids were playing like, did I play Doctor? No. Other kids were playing like, all that stuff. We were playing like Red Dawn. Wolver, oh no, not my shirt. Oh, luckily that coffee landed like on that cup. You'll never notice it. Alright, drink your coffee and shut up, Bror Fredrik. No, I'm not gonna shut up. But yeah, I've been ready for Red Dawn, some type of zombie apocalypse or Red Dawn activities for a long time. I got my bushcraft down. I know how to make stuff. I'm ready. When we used to go camping, me and the crew back in the days when camping was a thing, we used to figure out how to do stuff. And, like I told you, I could open a can on a rock. Like most people do not know how to open up a can on a rock, a flat rock. What are we gonna do without a can opener? Oh, let me just jab it with my Rambo knife 1,000 times until you cut one of your thumbs off. Not necessary. All you gotta do is find a flat rock, take the can upside down where the lid is pinched, and just rub it back and forth. Trust me. Like, send me a video. Let me know like you can do it. And rub it on a rock. It might take a little while, but a lot of people are used to doing this. And bam, it separates the seal of the metal and that lid just pops right off. So yeah, I know shit. I'm ready. Except now we're dealing with a something from within. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's recall all the meats. Yeah, eggs are bad for you. Eggs are bad for you, but that red dye 40, that's good stuff. Yeah, breakfast, the most important meal of the day. Everything you know is wrong. I'm here to fix it. No, I gotta fix myself first. Wolverines. Yeah, we talk about all the deeper stuff over on heybrorfredrik.com, like right down there. Because we can't talk about certain things here. I mean, you know, I found that if I wait at least a half an hour, it's not as bad, but you know, I get tired of fighting them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm, you know, like I always say, I'm fan funded. You know, it's almost ridiculous. You know, I show you the stats every once in a while. The stats are accelerating towards more fan funding. You freeze-dried a bunch of stuff. Speaking of that, I'm going to invite everyone to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5 times a week. Again, if you want to support the channel, you know how to do that. Again, check me out over there. I got all the Venmos, I got the Cash Apps, I got all the stuffs down there. Somebody Cash App me. We're going to talk about a tiny bit about the Bitcoin activities, but someone Cash App me some Bitcoins. Shout out. I mean, I don't know if I should say who it is, but you know who you are. I don't think you're here yet. I might shout you out again. King of Chaos. You sound kind of dumb. That's why you were hidden. Anyway. What else? So yeah, I got all the links, I got all the stuff, and of course, Super Chat is the grease that keeps the wheels rolling, and at the bare minimum, pays for my parking and my coffee. You know, it's not a huge ask. So I do appreciate it, and I love you guys. Sounds like, yeah, real life episode of Naked and Afraid. I don't think I've ever seen that. Naked and Afraid. Did I ever see? What the heck is that? They just popped up an ad for like a men's onesie. I don't think I'll be wearing the onesies. Onesies? What the heck? Eggs are the best thing you can eat. Yeah, eggs are good. Eggs are good. Like, you know, I always tell that story about, you know, the doctor who wanted me, the female doctor who wanted me to get naked in front of her. That way she could more accurately weigh me. And that was due to the fact that I was, at that time, I went on an egg thing. And yes, it was noticeable in my cholesterol. But cholesterol is bullshit. You know that a report, like, no, reports are coming out like crazy. Like freaking crazy reports are coming out. You know, a report came out, I think it was 3 days ago, peer-reviewed. I mean, it was a big report that they said there's no such thing between good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. And they've been pushing that down people's throats for what, 40 years? Oh, you got good cholesterol. No, it's molecularly identical. Identical. And cholesterol is not an issue until it's over 350. Oh, but we got to put you on some drugs if it's over 190. I mean, you do realize that poor health and war drive the finances of the entire planet. You wonder why they, you know, instigate shit and why they want you eating crap. And the thing that blows my mind about the way people eat is they know they're eating wrong and bad. You know? I mean, I just don't understand it. Is it like, ooh, but it tastes good? But it tastes good. Like, if you had a jelly bean in your most favorite flavor and someone said, but there's cyanide in it and you will die. Oh, but it tastes good. It's the same thing. I don't understand it. That boggles my mind. It just absolutely boggles my mind. But maybe people think like, well, I have time. I have time before, and I can still change because I have time. The mirror don't lie. Look in the mirror and tell me if you have time to change your diet. Look in the mirror. I mean, are you happy with the way you look naked? I mean, honestly, how many of you out there are truly happy? You look in the mirror at yourself naked and you're just like, you're freaking hot. You are like what I've always desired to see in the mirror looking back at me. I mean, I'm not even there, but I'm like, I had an apron on the other day because I was frying some bacon. I wanted to fry it at high temperature, so it was splattering. So I put on an apron with my underwears, no shirt. And I was just like, looks pretty damn cool, I mean, I'm not embarrassed to be freaking naked because I know what food I put in my mouth. That's the test. That's the test I want you to do when you go home. Marianne with the 2 banana rammers, thank you very much. You happy with the way you look naked? If not, you're eating like shit. And the more you wait, the longer you wait, the harder it is if you can even get back to something that you'd be happy to look in the mirror and not boots with the lights on. I don't get people. I don't get people. Everyone's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. I'm at the point where I'm like, I've lost too much weight. I'm looking at the mirror going, holy shit, bro, you got skinny. I'm down to like I dipped under 180 for the first time in 20 some odd years. And I'm just like, whoa. It was like 178 point something. And I was just like, holy shit, that is not good. And this is coming down from 208. I think I lost too much weight. So nobody's like truly happy, but it's like, as long as you're working on it, as long as you identify it and start working on it, that's what really matters. Yeah, I know, Jim, people don't want to hear it, just like they don't want to hear about Bitcoin, but I'm going to tell them about it anyway. You know what? I shouldn't. I really technically shouldn't, because soon there's going to be none left. At the rate that it's getting bought up at, soon there's going to be none left. So, like, why bother? Why bother? Yeah, dudes are different. Yeah, I mean, Dave, you're a big dude, 6'6". You're a big husky. The way a grown man is supposed to freaking look. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't tell people. You just can't. Everyone's getting there. I'm glad. I can't take credit for inspiring anyone, but I'm glad we're all on this journey together to get healthy, wealthy, wise, and frickin' informed, Number one rule of what? Zombieland is cardio. I gotta get my cardio game together, I think. I don't know. I think this coffee needs one more Ruvia. Mom's husband has diabetes and told her to change the diet. Yeah, I know. Most of what mankind, I can still say it, most of what mankind suffers from is self-induced, and it's all diet-related. Even, they've proven, there's so much out there, and people are just like, blah, 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 sports, blah, 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 TV. There's so much out there. They say that schizophrenia is tied back to diet. Even schizophrenia, even frickin', head case problems are tied into how you eat or don't eat or whatever. What I'm challenging with now, I took myself completely off just about every supplement that I've been taking. And because I found out as I cleaned up my diet and basically just eat like, animal products, aka cow, my body was becoming more sensitive to supplements. Like a half hour after I took something, I'd feel it. I'd be like, because it's such a stark contrast. And some of the reactions I don't like, some of it was raising, my pulse. Like if I took vitamin E at the wrong, like if I take it at night, it doesn't have that effect. If I take it during the day, I find my pulse a little elevated. Not that that's a bad thing, but it affects me, like fast. So I'm reintroducing stuff little by little by little, except for fish oil. Fish oil I am so down with. Fish oil is, I actually feel better within, not that I feel bad, but there's almost like a certain level of energy. And if you want to keep your arteries supple, just get on that frickin' fish oil. I'm not a doctor, you do you, whatever. But you know what I'm saying. So yeah. So I'm slowly reintroducing stuff. I've backed off on a lot of stuff. I take at this stage of the game, I take no vitamin D whatsoever. Like, none. None. Even Alzheimer's. I mean, and then fasting. That's going to be the next episode, health episode on HeyBrorFredrik.com. I put it all together already. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do it this week because of the convention. But next week, we're going to get into, what happens when you fast. And fasting is truly important. Technically, I only eat 2 meals a day. I don't even give a shit about breakfast, I mean, that's it's the best meal of the day, the most important. That was marketing by Kellogg's. Days off the day, good. I like to hear that. Getting up from the sun, it's good, because what they don't tell you, like if you listen to that frickin' Dr. Berg fool, I know he's popular, but he's pushing vitamin D down people's throats, figuratively, but he wants you to, on a level that's unprecedented. He thinks his whole shtick is the more you take, the better. And you're just gonna live to be 1,000,000, and this is gonna go away, that's gonna go away. Be careful, because what he's not telling you is there's a difference between taking it and having it intracellular. And you could literally frickin' poison yourself and cause all sorts of frickin' heart conditions with vitamin D. Like, I used to take mad quantities of it until, I woke up one day and I was just like, nope. Yeah, I used to tell you about that shit. I didn't recommend it, but I used to take, 25,000 IUs. And part of it was, reading a lot of his shit. And, then I studied on him. He's a little frickin' wackadoodle, too, But, I mean, it worked for a while because I was so deficient in it. So it brought my intercellular level of vitamin D up. And I don't go out in the sun here in Vegas because I don't want to die, So it worked for a while, but then after that, it started having negative effects. Bottom line is you got to know your body. You truly got to know your body. Yeah, rice is bad. Rice is bad. You know what's even worse than rice? And everyone thinks it's heart healthy. Oatmeal. Oatmeal will fuck you up. Oatmeal will fuck you up. And it's considered it's heart healthy, it's got fiber, and it's whole grain, and bobs, and look at the nice hat he's wearing. That shit, you might as well just rip open a bag of sugar, stick your freaking spoon in it, and start eating. It converts to sugar. So, it's one of the only things it's such a simple carb that it starts almost converting to sugar in your mouth. You put it in your mouth and your saliva starts converting. That's how quick it converts. The saliva starts converting it into sugar. And then it hits your belly. It's just like, you might as well eat 4 bags of M&Ms. You're not doing yourself any favors. I don't care what brand, Stone Ground, none of that shit. Doesn't matter. How you doing? None of that shit matters. It's, I cannot tell you how bad oatmeal is. Don't F with it. And this is coming from someone who used to eat a pound a day. About a pound a day. And no, not in a bowl. I used to take it and put it in the food processor or my NutriBullet, grind that shit into dust, and then put it in my protein shakes just for extra carbs. And yes, I was 209 pounds and freaking stupid ripped and whatnot, 208. But I developed insulin resistance. It's bad. Oatmeal is bad. But it's heart healthy. It's got fiber. All right. But, see, that's because people don't research. They don't understand that shit. Yeah. Who are we talking about? I don't know. Who are we talking about? All right, I got to scroll back, see what's what. Your pants up. Val Marie, put your pants on. Put your pants on, girl. I see you. I've been eating steaks and bacon mostly, cooked in bacon grease. Big on it. There you go, Mark. I mean, it's game changing. It's freaking game changing. I made up some awesome steaks last night. Instead of fast, I did a reverse sear. I cooked this thick ass chuck roast steak in the oven first. Got the inside to about 105, 110, and then I threw it in a hot ass pan and seared the outside. Woo! What convention you're at? I went to, it was the Okta convention, which ended yesterday. But I'm still in convention mode because I got pupils in town. My bro's coming in a bit. Yeah, Okta convention. Remind me about the Okta convention after we do this. I did a little video, but I didn't do inside. So, okay, Val's pants are falling off. Mark's eating steak. One of the biggest lies about rancid oil. Oh my God. Yeah, they tell you, oh, it's rancid and this and that. Seed oil will fuck you up. I mean, I have to use the F word just to make sure that you hear it. It's for emphasis, not just for the heck of it. I'm talking to YT. Maybe they get the context of that. But yeah, seed oils are so bad for you. I mean, you might as well cook your food in like 10W40. It's the same stuff. Same stuff. You know, comes from different sources, but it's still a petroleum-based product, you know, for all intents and purposes. Doesn't matter where they got it from. Sunflower or frickin' whatever, you know? Yeah, I mean, that stuff is so bad. You've been watching Carnivore? Yeah. All right, there's a lot of information out there. You are 100% correct, Val. There's a ton of good information out there because, you know, I'm even falling into that slump where, you know, I'm getting bored eating steak every night. I mean, my food bills come down a lot, which is awesome. So I do have to start incorporating a little more excitement and variety. But I don't eat the only vegetables I eat is cauliflower and cauliflower. Oh, I introduced some fish, but you can't like go buck wild on the fish. So some sway, and that's getting expensive too. So I ate I think it cost me more because it takes me a lot to eat to fill up on fish, but I needed some variety, but I need some other stuff. So yeah, I gotta start studying what other people are doing. Cause yeah, I mean, it sounds weird, but yeah, you can get bored of eating like beautiful steak every night. Where I live, bird flu outbreak, again they're doing the freaking bird flu thing, Mike. How you doing, Mike? When I get there. Yeah, well, I give myself a pass on if I'm gonna have some drinks with some friends. I get a pass on that whole thing, so I'm good. So we good, bro. Oh yeah, oatmeal is so bad, but it's such a simple carb. It's like, I mean, it tastes. If you put it in your mouth raw, you might as well like chew on this freaking menu, because you gotta put something in there to make it taste good. But I mean, I used to like it, like a little goopy and whatever, and then you like get the real nutmeg and you put it on the little freaking, you know what I'm saying? You make it nice. You make it nice. You put some maple syrup in there. Like I said, you might as well eat like 3 bags of M&Ms, because it's bad. I don't really recall people's names, but there's a woman, I think she's it's Asian woman, she's younger, and she dropped some facts pretty good. And there's a guy, Dr. Shane McCabe or something like that. He's pretty good. So let's see. Yeah, you don't want to load up on carbs before bed. If you're gonna eat carbs, I mean, cut that shit off, and give yourself time to digest it. But just the whole thing is just lower your carbs as much as humanly possible. And it's not hard. It just takes sacrifice. You're gonna be like, what do you mean I can't eat bread? What do you mean I can't eat cookies, cake, candy, ice cream, but you can eat all the prime rib you want, 24/7. And the funny thing about it is you eat like a pound and a half prime rib, you're not hungry for like 10 hours because it's what's called biologically expensive to eat meat. It sits, it takes a long time to digest and your stomach has to work on it and whatnot, So yeah, you're more satiated. Unlike carbs, it actually increases your appetite. You just got to get the hell out of it. Steak and green beans and butter. Yeah, mushrooms are the joint. I eat a lot of bok choy. I eat Brussels sprouts. I don't eat anything cruciferous because that shit'll fuck you up too. Like broccoli, it's not good for you. Broccoli is not good for you. Like, just look up what is a cruciferous vegetable. I eat some. I don't eat any potatoes. I don't eat carrots, even though I love carrots. I don't eat any of that stuff. I eat bok choy, sweet bok choy. I eat Brussels sprouts. What the hell? And cauliflower. Cauliflower you can do like anything with. I eat like a whole giant head of cauliflower like every few days. And I take the butter. I take like a quarter pound of butter, right? And I put it in, one of them Pyrex measuring cups, and I put it in the microwave with something over it so I don't have to clean the inside of the frickin' microwave for an hour. And I melt that shit, and then I put it in I don't use Tupperware anymore. I'm off the frickin' plastic too. I went with the glass things. They're expensive, holy shit, and they're small. But anyway, and then I just pour it over whatever I'm eating. Steak. I pour butter on steak. I put butter on everything. I put butter in my coffee. Butter's healthy. And I pour it all over the cauliflower and let it suck into it. Yeah. Like kind of par steam the cauliflower, leave a little crunch to it, and it's just good stuff. Legumes is not good. Legumes is heavy on the carbs and not all that good for you. Gotta be careful with them legumes. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, oatmeal is good, but it F's up your blood sugar on an epic level. You finally found a zero sugar Greek yogurt that that's good. Casino slot couple, how you doing? I like yogurt too. I like some yogurt. Most of the carbs that I intake at this point are all coming from dairy. There's really no carbs in anything else. Like, I do heavy cream, almond milk, and, a bunch of stevia, and I make my own ice cream out of it. And it's freaking good, and it's sweet, and it's creamy, and it's freaking delicious, and I eat it every freaking day. It tastes just like ice cream, except it's almond flavored and vanilla. But, I'm trying to stay away from, like, once in a while I'll eat some yogurt, but that's where most of my carbs come from at this point. What do you mean you can't eat a bag of Flamin' Hot? You know how bad Flamin' Hot Cheetos are for you? I'm not picking on you, I'm just saying. That shit's bad. That's got so many dyes in it. Ugh. I like watching him. Alright, I gotta check them out. Ken D. Ken D sounds cool. I tried the ciabatta. Janice, which Greek yogurt is that you find? Yeah, as long as you don't boil the absolute snot out of the cauliflower and turn it into like mushagad, it's like so mushagad that it like falls apart when you put a fork. That's too much because it's sucking in all that water and it won't suck in all the butter. So I think I missed the bacon sale. Oh shit, I think today was the last day of the $3.99 bacon at frickin' Smith's. You just reminded me, Mark. Thank you for the 5 banana rounds. Again, this is like great Groundhog Day, 3rd super chat. That is awesome. Honey bad. Depends what you want to accomplish, if you want to get into, how you doing? If you want to go into like ketosis, where you've trained your body to live off fat, you have to stay away from most sweeteners. Your body will never achieve proper ketosis, which sounds all like hippy dippy, but Your body lives off two fuels. Your body was designed to live off fat. From the beginning of time, from the Adam and Eve. From the Adam and Eve, they were designed to live on fat. And man corrupted it and started there was no such thing as carbs. What the actual F were carbs back in the day, But then, man invented carbs, blah, blah, blah. Well, desired to eat them, and then they sweetened them, and all this other shit. It's bad for you. So you're designed to live on fat. And that's kind of cool in the grand scheme of things. I literally, when I slice up my chuck roast, I look for the most fatty freaking piece of meat. I used to be like, oh, I'm not paying for fat. When I used to go shop for meat, I'd look for the leanest. Now I look for the fattiest. And I take those chunks of fat and I slice it up and I fry them and I freaking eat them. And it's healthy for you because over the course of the past couple of months, my body now knows that it's getting its fuel from fat, not from carbs. So you can't have it both ways, So it all depends. It takes a while. I can't believe I missed out on my bacons. Ugh. Yeah, honey and stevia is okay. I mean, I use stevia because I do. Saccharin, no. Sucrose is the closest tasting, but the jury's out on whether it's good or not. Stevia, pretty good. Monk fruit is excellent, except if they put erythritol in it. Erythritol F's my stomach up, and the majority of people, and erythritol, whatever. It F's my stomach up. And only if it's hot. Like if I put monk fruit with the erythritol in my ice cream, no problem. Put it in the coffee, 5 minutes later, it's like if two people punch me in the stomach at once. I'm just like, oh. And it takes it makes my stomach cringe, tighten up and spasm almost. It's bad. Erythritol is bad. In warm things. I don't know why. All the other sweeteners, like Splenda, even if they have stevia, a lot of them are putting in multi-dextrose. That shit is bad for you. It's sugar that the FDA doesn't call sugar. What? What? It's sugar. It's chemically sugar, but they skirted around the FDA so that they don't have to label it sugar, and they're putting it in your sweetener for diabetics. That's some shady shit right there. Fat is your friend, except when it's around your waist, or around other parts, and it's not a problem. But the freaky thing is, the more fat you eat, the more fat your body releases. Well, not even releases, because you've trained your body, hey, we fuel this freaking show on fat. So if you ever get hungry in between meals or whatever, your body goes to your fat reserves. Your body's smart enough to be like, hey, we know how to eat this shit. And it'll eat the fat that's in your body and use it as fuel. You don't burn fat cells per se, they're a fuel source. Your body, will ingest them, it's an intense thing. So you train your body to eat fat and your fat goes away. It's an amazing concept. I mean, I'm as lean as I've ever been, and I consume all the freaking fat. And yes, my heart is healthy, but I take care of it too. Did I ever bake a frittata? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever tried that. I don't even know what one. I'll be honest, I don't even know what one is. I'm gonna Google that, Janice. Yes, stevia does have an aftertaste, but to each their own. Yeah, I know, whatever. I mean, at this stage of the game, because I don't eat sugar at all, milk tastes sweet to me. Milk, I keep repeating myself, but if I drink milk by itself, it tastes like Hershey's chocolate milk with a pound of sugar in it. Like when you get off the sugar, everything tastes sweet. So when I have to put like a little stevia or whatever, like I'm putting this Truvia shit in my coffee, there's no aftertaste because, you know, it's an aftertaste because your body is expecting something different from its sweetness. You know, like it expects the sugar to remain on the palate. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different, but that can all be trained away. I mean, you can't do both. I mean, if you're going to sit and have sugar and stevia, yeah, it's going to feel like an aftertaste. But when your brain forgets what sugar was all about, then it doesn't notice any aftertaste. It's interesting things. But nobody's willing to give stuff a try, you know? That's why everyone quits. You know, they have a New Year's resolution to go to the gym, and 2 weeks later they're like, oh, this is bullshit, you know? And they leave, and then they keep paying for the next 10 years because they don't see results. You know how bad that Ozempic stuff is for you? I had it read to me because I have someone who reads to me. It's called a computer. Ozempic, oh my God. It eats away at your heart. It literally eats away at it eats away at muscle tissue. And your heart's a muscle. So you think you're gonna lose some weight on the cheap and just jab that shit in your ass, and it's actually making the walls of your heart thinner. That sounds good, but that's humans. You know, everyone wants a quick solution. You know, I just want to do it quick and easy, and I don't want to put in the work. I want the results and the benefits, but I don't feel like sacrificing or putting in the work. All right, there's a shot for you, plop, and then you're dead. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. Albertsons on bacon for $4.50. Ooh, I gotta get on that. Yeah, we're going full-blown carnivore. Broad Nation 2025. We're gonna eat all the meat. All right, let's see what else is. Hey, bro. Oh. These commercials pop on top of the chat so quick. Xylitol? I don't think I've ever tried xylitol. I'll send you a recipe, big. Yeah, please do. Eggs, bacon, and whatever you want to throw. I'm into it. Splenda has that dextrin or maltodextrin in it, which is it's pretty bad. I mean, not bad in terms. It depends what you want, what you're trying to accomplish. If you're just looking to get off of carbs because you want to stay in ketosis and train your body that go back to the original, like it's a reset. You're doing a factory reset on your body, you know. Carbs, bullshit. Fat, good. You know, you're doing a factory reset. So, maltodextrin, which is in Splenda, which is the closest you're gonna find to sugar, even more sweet than, more true to taste than monk fruit. Anyway, it's not that bad for you. I mean, it says 0 carbs. That's bullshit. It's the way the FDA labels maltodextrin. But back in my bodybuilding days, if you wanted to pack on pounds real quick, they used to sell jars of maltodextrin because it's the most calorie-dense thing. You put it in water. It was almost like simple syrup by the time you drank it, but you'd bulk up. It's the simple... Anyway. However, so not so bad for you if you're just looking to cut down on carbs, because it'll still have less carbs than actual white sugar, which is frickin' poison. Get Zolka sugar. It's pretty close to cane sugar. Anyway, but if you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, and I'm not a doctor, I just gotta say that every once in a while. I'm not a doctor. You do your own research. I'm just a guy who studies a lot of shit. But if you do have blood sugar issues, it will F you up. It's not doing what you think it should. Oh, I'm just gonna take Splenda, no more sugar. It's not as bad, but it's like 75% as bad. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be a little judicious about it. You're not gonna fix. If your doctor says quit the sugar and the carbs because you're pre-diabetic and you know you're gonna come back here and you're gonna have a problem, don't F with anything that has maltodextrin in it, and Splenda does. So yeah, be careful with that. Yeah, you die, you literally, yeah, Valmer, you're right. With that Ozempic and the other one, they literally, it just doesn't go after fat. It goes after muscle. So you're losing muscle mass, and guess what? All your organs are muscles, and your heart being number one. It's bad. That shit is bad for you. Thoughts on raw honey? It's sugar. Any way you cut it. I mean, it's a healthier form of sugar, but it's way higher on the glycemic index than I think actual sugar. It's more of a hit. When I had low blood sugar, when I was lifting, I actually suffered from low blood sugar, believe it or not. So I used to carry around one of them little freaking funny looking bears of honey, because it spikes your sugar so fast. Like after like deadlifting or something, I'd be just like, I mean, I've passed out a couple times deadlifting and whatever back when I was doing that. But I would know. I would start seeing spots, so I would know when my sugar was like starting to get freaking weird, and I would literally, suck down some honey, or regular, all the same, and instantly, hey, I feel better. So that's how quick that shit gets into your stomach. I mean, you can't mess around. You can't. That's the thing. Don't think for a minute that you can cheat the system. If you're gonna eat healthy, you cannot cheat the system. Well, honey's gotta be better than, packets of sugar, right? You can't fool your body. You just can't. You can't trick the system. It's either you're gonna get away from sweet and carbs and all the rest of that shit, or you're not. You can't be a little bit pregnant. When it comes to your health and eating, you can't be a little bit pregnant. You can't figure out ways to do end runs around it. Like a lot of people oh, well, I'm kind of keto, so I allow myself up to 150 grams. You're not keto if you're allowing yourself 150, 200 grams of carbs a day. Yes, quit trying to you can't bullshit your body. You just can't. Well, I'm going to use honey instead. Okay, that's like saying I'm going to use a dull knife to slit my wrist instead of a really sharp one. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to, instead of doing it in one fell swoop by just sucking on M&Ms all day, I'm just going to grind away with a butter knife now. Until I finally hit that vein. You can't, there's no shortcuts. There's no workarounds. Like I see, that's why I stopped watching. I originally started with the whole keto shit. And I was just like, you people are assholes. All the keto freaking gurus on Facebook and on YouTube, they're just selling people bullshit. Selling people false information that you could have your cake and eat it too. Oh, I made the best keto-based flour ever. What? What are you talking about? Oh, I made these peanut butter cookies and they're keto because they have a third less than real peanut butter cookies. That doesn't make it keto. They're just, it's so disingenuous. The keto community are a bunch of freaking, some are cool, but most of them are totally they're selling a fantasy that you can have your cake and eat it too. That you can eat crap, but as long as you're eating less of it, you're keto. No, you're never gonna go into ketosis ever. You're just lying to your body, and you're just it's a cope. Oh, look at these, and it's mostly women sitting in their kitchens with half their boobies out, showing people how to frickin' make, oh, I'm making these keto cupcakes today for my kids, and my kids love them. What? What are you talking about? What you talking about, woman? They're fun to watch her, do that once in a while, but I'm just like, no. There's nothing keto about that. keto is like such the buzzword. Oh, but it's keto. Oh, I only ate half. Yeah, okay, if you buy a pie, I just saw the word pie. I'll get to the pie in a second. You eat a pie. You can eat it in 2 days or 7 days. Is it any less a pie? Is it any less the same amount of sugar and the same amount of calories because you ate it over 7 days instead of 2? What fucking toilet paper math takes place in keto? Oh, but if it has 10 grams of sugar and 7 grams of fiber, it's kind of a wash. Okay, toilet paper math. 7 rolls equals 97 of our competitors' 32 size. I had to run from those people. That keto shit is it's a cult. I'm sorry, but that shit's a cult. Just freaking eat cow and be done with it. Anyway. Yeah, true keto is like, in order to keep your body in ketosis, you have to be like 50 grams under. And then there's these other weirdos who are like, oh, I could teach my body, I taught my body how to flip back and forth between carbs and fat. Is that why you take up 2 seats on the plane? What are you talking about? Yeah, you trained your body good. Good job. Yeah, look, I mean, I still put honey in, locally sourced, will help you with local allergies, for sure. Because it's like the same thing as a vaccine. You're ingesting the thing that you're possibly allergic to, so you're building up natural immunities, because the body's an amazing thing. I still put a little in, because I drink a lot of apple cider vinegar, for good heart health and whatever. And I do put a little honey in there, but negligible. As long as I'm keeping under my 50, I'm staying in ketosis. I don't have like a switch. Where's the switch that these people are talking about? Oh, my body knows when to go from carbs to fat. And people are like, yeah, I could do that too. You're selling a dream. All they're doing is selling a dream. You too can buy houses with no money down. Remember that back in the day? Carlton Sheets? Yeah, you too can buy houses with no money down. All you gotta do is call up a bunch of houses and ask them if you can buy the house with no money down. And maybe you can trade them something, you can paint their house, and they'll say yes. I bought that frickin' thing when I was 15 years old. I was like, I want to buy a house with no money down. And I listened to this shit. It was on tape. It was on CD. And he's just like, yeah, just call him and ask. That was his whole shtick. How to buy houses with no money down. Well, maybe you could trade them. Maybe you can fix their car. And they'll call that a down payment. Just ask. Just ask. And I paid $200 fucking for that course. It's the same shit with keto. It's a big scam. For the most part. Carlton Sheets. You out there, Carlton, they still alive? You owe me frickin' $199 plus shipping and handling, you asshole. Anyway, what are we talking about? Yeah, exactly, Jim, because they want you to believe that you could have your cake and eat it too. So you're gonna eat a cake over 7 days instead of 2, and you're keto. That's dumb shit. Alright, there's 2 things I want to talk about. It's early still. One of them, yeah, I knew you'd buy it, Mary, because me and you was all about trying to figure out the monies. That's when I got it too. It was on a commercial, 2 in the morning, right before they put on the frickin' national anthem. And I was just like, I want to buy houses with no money down. And yeah, mine was CDs, so it had to be 90s or whatever. But yeah. And I was like, no. But he was like, but keep trying. Someone in this country will say yes. No, they won't. Hey, I want to buy a house, but I don't have any money. Is that okay? Oh yeah, come on over. Yeah. Oh, you have $5? Yeah, I'll take that. All right, cool. I would like to meet one individual who made a dime off this course. But then it was like once you get the first one, you take the second mortgage. That way you can buy the next one and snowball it into your empire. But good luck trying to convince someone to not take a down payment and hold your mortgage. On what planet does that happen? Prime rib for dinner. Oh, we gotta say happy birthday to Thomas and Angie. I think Angie's out celebrating. Tom, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Thomas. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Yeah. And Angie should be around for her birthday. Yeah, where is it? I haven't seen Angie. We gotta talk about that Okta convention in a minute. Anyway, and so when I was yapping, I missed any super chat activities. Nope, then we got them. Why is why? Maria and Mark, thank you very much. All right. Got the coffee activities covered. Wait, what was that? Something just slid by. Great Vegas weather, yeah. The weather is freaking awesome right now. I told you wake up one day and it changes. It went, in the span of 10 days, it went 98, 88, 68. 98, 88, 68. No, in like a week that happened. It was so beautiful. I actually put on a sweater this morning when I went out. It was freaking awesome. Nah, a hoodie, a sweater. Yeah, I put on my cardigan on the way out. Okay, all right. Many of you have been around. Some of you haven't. Would know Tom Mack. Tom Mack was a moderator here, and a lot of you might have noticed that he's been less and less active over the past couple of months. He came on about a year ago, and big fan of the channel, big fan of everyone else here, big fan of and supporter of the Bror Nation. He loved it. We loved him back, and I'm sad to say that he has passed. He has passed. Not an easy thing to discuss, nor even to think about, because family, family. But yeah, so he passed away peacefully. He was in hospice. He said it was okay to make the announcement. I think we talked about that a couple of months ago when he first went into hospice. And yeah, so he passed peacefully, and hope he thought about us. We thought about him, but passing away is not the end of the story. It's not the end of the story. It's actually, if you think about it, it's the beginning of the story. As much as we cleave to life in this realm, in this world, there's a whole nother adventure waiting for us on the other side, where we'll all get to see each other, enjoy one another's company, not worry about frickin' gluten or carbs or none of that shit. Just eat what we want, do what we want, spend time with who we want. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah. So it's not the end. Sad nonetheless, It's sad for us. But I'm pleased he's not suffering the ills of this world. This world's tough. This world, yeah, it's tough. And it's not getting any easier. So yeah. So Tom's waiting for us. He's already, he's already at the Bror Nation Infinite. And he's getting it ready. So, yeah. See you, brother. And a moment of silence for Brother Tom. Yeah. All right. Christmas C, how you doing? Yeah, he was a nice guy. Yep, we will see him in Valhalla. One day we got to talk about that. The parallels. Is Valhalla heaven? Or is heaven Valhalla? What is heaven? What is hell? One day we're going to have that conversation. I'll probably have it first over on brorfredrik.com. Now, I don't know how the reception is going to be on that. But I have some pretty distinct thoughts that I think came like this. And I think I know how it works. I have a theory. I think we need to discuss that one day. I think that'll be interesting. Alright. The other thing was... Alright, someone asked me what the Okta convention was. Okta is... security, like single sign-on, if anyone works in the corporate environment where you have to go, like, that's kind of how, not through Okta, if you're watching Okta, but it was so dumb that it was like Okta.mgm.com as their single sign-on at frickin' MGM. That was dumber than shit. You never do that. Anyway. Yeah, that was part of the hack over there because they didn't treat their Okta correctly. Anyway, single sign-on. You know, you have to prove your identity in order to log into anything. You know, company-wise, you know, my other world, it's all about the security. I'm all about the security. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about it. How I handle my digital security and stuff like that. But Okta's a big player in the game. And it was an interesting convention. It was all about online security, physical security, access control, digital IDs, you know, that type of stuff. Again, whatever, I don't want to bore you with details, but big on security, corporate and enterprise security, things like that. Hopefully, it'll be brought into consumer stuff. Like the closest the average consumer gets to now is like two-factor authentication, which, if you guys are, do not, all right, I'm gonna say it one time or maybe 50 times, do not use text message. Do not use text message as your form of two-factor authentication. Do frickin' not. You will get hacked. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And some of you are doing it with your bank accounts, your 401ks, your Bitcoin, and all the rest of that shit. Do not do that. Well, then how do you do it, Bror Fredrik? Well, there's two ways. Get yourself a hardware key, like a YubiKey. Oh, but that's complicated. It's better than having your whole frickin' net worth drained in under 10 seconds. You know? What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna call? Do not do it. The second thing is you could do it via email. But if they hack your email too, you're screwed. So you get a hardware key, YubiKey. We get into all that type of stuff over there. But just whatever you do, at least go to email, but stop the frickin', when they send you the 6-digit code from, PayPal and this one and that one, you're just playing Russian roulette with your entire frickin' net worth or your finances when they're sending you 6-digit codes on your phone, or anything via text. Like, I need to reset my password. Well, we're gonna text this number to you. Don't. Just abandon the account. If they're gonna text it to you, because that's the hugest phishing scam anyway, so just dump that shit. Is Andrew here? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Angie. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Oh, my voice cracked. And many more. Happy birthday. I see you. Now you can legally drink. That's cool. How do I feel about a little red wine on occasion? Not so bad. Yeah, red wine on occasion is not that bad for you. It metabolizes into sugar like a lot of things, but it's heavy in the, resveratrol, I think it is. Resveratrol? Something like that. Yeah, it's not that bad. It is not that bad for you in the grand scheme of things. I mean, alcohol itself, yes, it's an empty carb. Yes, it converts to sugar. Beer is the worst. Just freaking, I don't know why people even drink beer anymore. I mean, it is literally, if you put beer under a microscope, all right, you lick your finger, right? You put some saliva on your finger. Then you dip it in beer. And then you put it on a microscope slide. The shit that grows in there is frightening. Beer is like living bacteria, and it's not good bacteria. It's so bad for you. And dudes, well, what's with the freaking beer belly and the low testosterone? I want to see my junk. When I look down, I want to see my junk. If you can't see your junk when you look down, you should probably stop drinking beer. But it's so bad for you. So bad. Why did it just get dark in here all of a sudden? What happened? But yeah, an occasional glass of wine, not bad. Yeah, beer is liquid estrogen. Should come with a tampon. I delete that. It doesn't matter if you delete that stuff. It does not matter if you delete it. You can delete it all you want. You send that 6-digit code to your phone, you're effed. You are effed. Like, all it's going to take is one time. Google SIM swapping. And that's the attack via which they get your 6-digit whatever code from your freaking retirement account or your Bitcoin. Well, I'm going to leave my Bitcoin on the exchange and protect it with a 6-digit code that they text to me. You are so screwed. It doesn't matter if you delete it. It does not matter because they intercept it. They intercept the 6-digit code, so you both get it. The hackers and you both get the same 6-digit code to log into your 401k or your Roth account or your IRA account. It's bad. Just freaking stop. Just stop doing that. Like, not even tomorrow. Stop. But it's so convenient. Well, so's crack, I guess. I don't know. Just stop. Just stop. That's all I'm gonna say. Just freaking stop. Yeah, I mean, it's pure yeast is so bad for you internally. And what is beer? Yeast. Internally, to have yeast in your body is bad. It F's up your joints, it F's up your teeth, it F's up so much stuff. Inflammation, it causes leaky gut. With women, it causes all sorts of problems in the nether regions or whatever. It's just like, don't mess with it. Yeah, I mean, Google Voice numbers are fine. I mean, I'm a huge fan of virtual numbers. I have like 50. I forget who I give them out to. I watermark people with them. You know, I can set up like a virtual phone number for each person. And then like if something ever gets back to me, I know who it was. I use Google freaking phone numbers and Zoom numbers and all that shit to watermark people. I use them for single events. Like when I went to this convention, this Okta convention, used a virtual number. You think I'm giving my number out at a convention? Hell to the no, you know? And then I know they're vetted. I know when this number rings out of the 70 freaking virtual numbers that I have, I know who it is. I mean, yes, I gotta write it down and and all the stuff, you know, who's who, what's what, the whole bit. Don't keep your passwords on your computer, and don't fucking take pictures of your passwords on your phone. Don't do that. Stop. You're begging to be just financially destroyed. Oh, I'm gonna take a picture of my password with my cell phone and load it up to the cloud. But we're not here to talk about that. Yeah, so I'll watermark people, so I will know which number I gave out to who. And if I start getting spam on that number, I'm just like, okay, I know who sold out my information. If I start getting like, weird texts and shit, I'm like, I only gave that to one person. So I know, like some of my old numbers, I don't even use them anymore. I have like, even like physical numbers from phones and whatnot, because you have to take a phone number. What up, Gary? You have to take a phone number in order to set up, to get a phone. So I got like, I got 3 phones sitting right here, I'm all about the communications. And each one of those has like 10 virtual numbers on them. Anyway, so I know when I start getting like weird spammy frickin' texts, I know who gave my number out or who's not really, on Team Bror Fredrik, they're shenanigans. So I know all this stuff. I watermark people. They think they're slick, which is kind of funny, They're just like, oh, I'm gonna get them good now. I'm just like, no, you just freaking outed yourself, so shut the actual F up, Whatever. But anyway, Okta. So I'm at the Okta convention, doing my thing, doing the business, figuring out how to freaking rule the world, yada, yada, yada. And guess who I run into? And like, I got to like say hello. I mean, we didn't hang out, but Michael J. Fox. So Michael J. Fox was speaking at the Okta convention. And I hung around afterwards, and he was just like, there was like 2 Metro cops kind of like walking behind him, and a little bit of security and whatever. And I was like, hey, what up? I was gonna be like, yo, big fan, bro. I mean, I felt it was a little uncomfortable. It was a little uncomfortable, if I'm totally freaking honest, because he's not in good shape. He's got the Parkinson's, you know that. He spoke about like how technology is helping him live a more normal life, but it wasn't like about security per se. So I don't know what the relevance was there, but I'm sure he got paid to speak. But afterwards, he just came and hung out. He was just like, hey, what up? But he's in bad shape. He was in like that Parkinson's. It's up there with the Alzheimer's, He was in bad shape. I mean, people were kind of like, everyone, I wouldn't say there was pity per se, like feeling bad. I think, like, I can only speak for myself, but just sensing the mood of everyone who was around, because there was like 1,000 people, listening to his, keynote. I had to leave because I was just like, if you were already sat down, you kind of have to stay, because getting up in the middle and leaving, and I'm sure a lot of people wanted to, because it was like, I didn't feel pity, but I felt bad. It was uncomfortable because he was full-blown, he's in the grips of something bad. So I felt bad. So I was standing in the back as my usual MO, and I just had to like dip. But then later on, I went back, and he walked straight out instead of going backstage and whatever. He came out. He was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was just like, "What up?" So hung out with Michael J. Fox for a good minute or two. I don't get like starstruck and whatever, because it's like I've met so many people and worked with so many people of, with not of celebrities, but with celebrity, like some type of status that it's like whatever, their shit stinks too, they fart, who cares? But yeah, it was kind of cool to see him. Alex Keaton. But yeah, he got that was sort of a raw deal. Yeah, that Parkinson's is bad. Yeah, he was, like I was having I was like next to a speaker, and I had a hard time understanding, what he was like trying to, articulate to the audience and whatever, and everyone's just like, and then it was like, "Hey, you can do it." Yeah, oh, we got the sentence out. It was, I felt awkward. I didn't want to be part of that. Yay, yay, he finished the sentence type of mentality. I'm not there to pity the dude, so I just had to bail. But later on, he was like, "Hey, what up?" Yeah, we all have celebrity in our own right. We all have our sphere of influence. Absolutely. What up, Anthony? Yeah, it was bad. KFC manager, you're gonna be in Vegas in November for F1. Anything else to do? No, it's gonna be all about. You're actually coming for F1? I might be going myself. Went last year. There's a good chance I'll go this year. It's soft ticket sales. There's hotels still available. It's soft this year. Demand is soft. Anyway, so I hope you didn't like overpay. But yeah, no, it's pretty much all about it. Like that week of F1, it's just an immersion in F1. Unfortunately, last year, you could not tell inside the casinos. They weren't leaning into it. They're like, well, we got these grandstands out there. Why do anything on the inside? Very few of the properties inside acknowledged what was going on outside. It was weird. It was strange. Like there was no checkered flags, and there was a couple like what they call pop-up stores here and there. But hopefully this year, they bring the excitement of outside inside the casinos a little bit, make it a little more fun. But yeah, you'll be immersed in what's going on, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people. Get your hotel get your dining reservations straight. Like plan, because everything, like if you want to go eat at a nice restaurant, don't expect to walk. You can't really expect to walk in now, but like tonight, me and my bro will probably eat at, Javier's or Bavette's or something like that, but, we'll just cruise straight in, sit at the bar. I don't mind eating at a bar. Sometimes it's more fun, like eating, what I'm saying? Anyway. However, that's not even going to be available. Like Bavette's, you can sit in the back of the bar and they'll serve you I think the food is better in the back by the bar than actually on the floor. That's just me. Because it's more made to order versus like waiting for the whole table to get, done. But anyway. Yeah, so plan everything accordingly. Give yourself a lot of extra time for just about everything. From eating to pissing to everything. Give yourself extra time because it's going to take a lot of time. To get from here to there. It's going to be bad with Ubers and stuff like that. Just give yourself a lot of time and have a good time. Yeah. Yes, I'm going to be wearing my Scuderia Ferrari gear. Absolutely. I'm still Team Ferrari. Absolutely. Good night. But he is a real person. Yeah, Karen, I agree. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to. The reason was not because I didn't want to engage too much with Michael J. Fox because of his illness. I just didn't want to get on the pity train. You know, I didn't want to be like, everyone was like clapping for him if he stood up. You know, they were like, oh, look, he stood up. Wow. You know, I didn't want to go there with the rest of the, like, people think that's compassion. But it's like, no, that's not compassion. He wants to be treated like a regular freaking person. You know, he wants to be treated like a human being, not like a handicapped person. You know, not like this. I mean, yes, you know, granted, you do have to make accommodations, but pity should not be one of them. That's why I couldn't engage with him more and stay through the whole thing, because I was just like, you know, I just don't want to embrace that, you know. If he comes up, and when I did see him, I was like, oh, what up? I wasn't like talking louder, you know, because he's got Parkinson's, or hello, Michael, how are you? You know? No, I'm like, what up, bro? You know? Good to meet you, cool. You know? That's all that people want. People with disabilities, people of, you know, different ethnicities, people of different whatever. All they want to be treated is like a person. You know, I mean, some people, granted, they want to be treated special. Like some people who want equality really want special treatment. You know? You know, most of like the extreme feminists, the extreme left, even the extreme right, you know, all they really want is special treatment. They don't want equality. They want to be treated special. I ain't treating nobody special, you know? I do treat people a little special. But, you know, I don't want special treatment because of my things. I mean, I was born with handicaps, if you follow the channel long enough. I was born with some things that, you know, I could have leaned into and let people kiss my ass about and whatnot, but I overcame them. I wasn't going to use that and like, be a victim and no, you know? To this day, I ain't playing that game. It ain't right, you know? Equality. No, you want special treatment. That's why. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah. You got the monorail right there, too. Thank you, Marie Bella. Marie Bella, how you doing? I think I said hello to you. Keith, Bubba. Oh, thank you for the other day. Thank you for the other day. That was freaking awesome. Anyway, what time? It's still early. I'm not even remotely done with this coffee. I'm starting to get a little amped, though. But Michael J. Fox, that was a cool experience. Conventions are cool as a whole. Convention season, believe it or not, is starting to kick off. What else is coming? Isn't there NASCAR coming, and like rodeos coming, and F1's coming? There's all such shit coming. So, should be entertaining. And tomorrow night, I'm not ready to go. The minute I mention tomorrow night, people are like, well, you know. But tomorrow night, we're going to walk around, you know? Like, I'm starting to like doing it Saturday nights. I think I am going to live stream Saturday nights. I can't promise every Saturday night, but especially now, because it's dark earlier. It gets dark here in Vegas about 6:10, 6:15 and closing. And it's cool. It's probably like, the watch says it's 64 degrees right now. That's kind of awesome. That's kind of awesome. I love it. I could wear nicer clothes, not freaking ratty t-shirts and shit, you know. Can't wear this when it's 140 out. You know, big sweat thing. Hey, look, no sweat in my pits. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go walking around and stuff in the nice weather. You going to ZZ Top? That's awesome. ZZ Top, wow. Oh, NASCAR. Okay. I got it. And who else? I think the Eagles is playing over at the Sphere, right? This weekend? Yeah, I think it is this weekend. I think a bunch of weekends. I don't know. 50 Cent was, isn't he doing a residency here in town or something? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And again, I'm going to repeat. You know what else is crazy? Anniversary Buffalo Bills state line. Okay. That I do not know. The Buffalo Bills. They're like very much loved and very much hated, the Bills. I thought I followed them. This coffee is cold AF, but it's strong. 17 days. The world is going to change forever. The world is going to change forever. I'm excited to see what's what. You know, after hours, the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, that governs, you know, kind of governs finances, approved options on spot Bitcoin ETFs. Yet another form of letting the fox into the hen house. But in the short term, it's going to bring trillions. So now you can trade calls and puts on Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin, if you own ETF Bitcoin, you don't really own Bitcoin. You own the promise thereof, because at some point you have to sell out of it. What are you going to hold the ETF until you die? You know, how are you ever going to realize your profits? Selling off ETFs and letting BlackRock make all your money? Because it's paper. It's a promissory note. I owe you a Bitcoin or a piece of a Bitcoin. So fuck all that. Just buy a Bitcoin. Anyway, so now you can trade calls and puts on it, which is sick. That's so you can hedge. So you can be at like, you know, like this year, Bitcoin is up 132% year over year, year to date. So now, if you think it's the top, you can hedge that, you know, by selling options against it. So even if it goes down, see, I trade it, but now you can trade. I would never buy the Bitcoin ETFs. I think that's like bogus. But like paper gold. Well, what is that? You know, if you want something, you have to have it. You know, not just a promissory note. But like, look how the government works with that. I have a promissory note. But that's going to bring trillions into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million so quick. It's going to freaking make it's going to make a lot of people very, very sad, because people are going to be like, I missed the boat. And it's one of like the only boats that you need to be on, and once you miss it, you are so screwed. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a freaking guy who reads a lot of shit and studies a lot of shit. If you're not in Bitcoin, like before, like the end of 2025, just get a second job and work till you die. You know, because that's all that's going to be. Get 3 jobs and work till you die, because that's all that's going to be left. You know, I can't even express it. And I'm looking heavily back into XRP. XRP, their blockchain might replace the Swift network. The more I study it, I don't like that they gave, you know, they donated to the campaign of the VP. Wasn't a fan of that, but I can't let my politics stop me from getting extremely wealthy off it. All right, anyone own Doge? Didn't I tell you I bought Doge back at freaking like 8.7 cents or 9.2 cents or whatever the hell it was? It's a freaking meme coin. Didn't I tell you that? What is it up to now? 14 cents? 40% up in like a month and a half? 40%. That's sick. That's sick. Anyway. Yeah, you gotta have the Doge. I mean, think of it this way. If Elon Musk ends up having part of the government, do you know what his branch is called? Doge. Department of Government Efficiency. He is so leaning into the whole freaking Doge meme. You know? That's all you need. I mean, it's at 14 cents, you could buy a freaking, you could buy a shit ton of it for next to nothing. Yeah, I didn't look at Bonk Peppy. I mean, I've looked at it, but I don't see the utility in it. I don't see the utility. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I have been studying a shitload of? Like, okay, XRP. Their blockchain will replace SWIFT. That's a utility, because the SWIFT network that we've been using since the 70s to settle transactions, even ATMs use the SWIFT. The freaking credit card machine here uses the SWIFT network. There's a chance that XRP can replace that, bring down the cost, and say F you to the banks. I like that. It's cool at 54 cents, Doge could be the official currency of Twitter/X. I like that. I don't see the utility yet in some of these other like meme type coins. However, meme coins that are tied into gaming, yikes. You wanna, I mean, it'd be the same thing as tossing money in a slot machine, but if one of them hits, and a lot of them just might, you're talking like, which island do you plan on buying for $1,000 investment? But the rest of them are gonna all end up rug pulls, so you gotta be really careful. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, lucky that, they're saying like 70% of the government can be dismantled. So you're gonna have a lot of angry people, and you wonder why the government themselves they're being weaponized. They don't have to be weaponized, because 70% of them are thinking, shit, I ain't gonna have a job come next January. Of course they're gonna do everything in their power to, do the nasty. But they can't if they're on the street, So, like I said, 17 days, it's gonna be very telling what happens. You've been holding ETH since 300? ETH is interesting. I don't hold any ETH, because it's just like right now, I mean, I'm all about like hodling up on the Bitcoin and trading it, whatever, because you just gotta, you can't even, at this point, you can't even think about the number. Like, it hit 69 today. I buy dips, I mean, I'm at the place where it's like, oh, I got $10 left in my pocket, I'm buying some Bitcoin. Because if you don't, you're gonna look back and be like, holy shit, when Bitcoin's, it's gonna be somewhere between $1 and $3 million within the next 3 to 5 years. So then how many Satoshis are you gonna get for $10? Now you can buy like, 15,000 Satoshis for like $25, That in 5-10 years, that is not gonna happen. There's gonna be like penny, parity. Like, Satoshis are gonna parity the penny eventually. So that's gonna be effed up. For people who aren't in. People who are in early. Now with ETH, I mean, there's utility to it. I like the utility, but like you need, I don't know. I don't know why I'm not into ETH. I just don't see it 10xing, 20xing, 30xing, 50xing, 100xing. I don't see it. Governments are not like gonna load up on ETH. I want to be on like the true winning team. Like, if I had ETH since 300, yeah, because it's trading at what, like 26 right now? That's pretty freaking cool. So that was what, an 8x? So you're at 8x right now, 800% profit? That's freaking cool. Nothing wrong with that. That is Haley. Haley, yeah, she told me, yeah, I don't work nights anymore, but she's filling in for me. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But is nothing is gonna beat Bitcoin ever. I mean, governments are fighting over it. So It's been up to 5K, yeah, but it's still not Bitcoin. You know, it doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna be. It's Bitcoin-esque. It has utility. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't personally trade it. I trade a little Solana here and there if there's a nice setup on the charts, but no. You know, I just gonna hodl. I'm just gonna go with what everyone, you know, like governments. If 40, that would confirm that in 17 days he's gonna be 47. Shit's gonna go wild, you know, because he is gonna. I mean, all right, that whole setting up his own meme coin thing, I couldn't even get to the website. It's been down for days. But, yeah, it's gonna, because he knows that he can, like Michael Saylor, he knows that he could pay off the national debt of $36 trillion with Bitcoin. If he makes Bitcoin part of the national reserve, us as a country can get out of debt thanks to Bitcoin, and 45 knows that. And to a degree, XRP, if it replaces SWIFT, will kind of do the same thing, but the banks are going to hurt. But the banks are hurting now anyway. If you have money in the bank, you're nuts. If you have money in a bank, you're nuts, because you don't have money in a bank. The minute you give your money to the bank, they turn around and freaking make shitty loans to, you know, half the people are walking up and down the strip for their credit card payments. Your money's gone the minute. They're only required to hold 10% of your money in cash reserves. So if you think you actually have money in the bank, you do not. You do not have money in the bank. If everyone came calling at the same time, I'd like to. What do you think they ask now? Oh, you want to take out $5,000? You got to fill out this form. Why do you actually want it? I'm not telling you. Then they press a button under the desk that puts you on a freaking watch list for withdrawing your own money. Doesn't happen with Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference in the banking system. Your transaction was approved. What the fuck? I need your approval to access my money? I gotta pay money to get my money. I gotta pay money to keep my money over there with you. And you don't even have my money. I mean, the whole banking system's a scam, and XRP can take it all down. Yeah, don't keep money in a bank. I mean, don't keep it under your mattress either. You know, like maybe 3 months worth or whatever, hide it somewhere, bury it in your backyard, whatever, but no. No, because you know how in debt, if you think the country at 36 trillions in debt, the banks are so deeply in debt. They have so much unrealized debt from 10%. 1 out of 10 people that you see that has a credit card is behind. 1 out of 10 houses is in default. 1 out of 10 credit cards is in default. 1 out of 10 business loans are in default right now. It is bad. And they have so much unrealized loss on their books. All of them. All of them. All of them. That when this thing comes to roost, it's gonna be devastating. Oh, but we're too big to fail. Bullshit. There's not enough money in the world. You think the FDIC? Oh, but my money's insured up to $250,000. Bullshit. Bullshit it is. You think they can afford to give, the government can afford to give all of, when the banking system collapses, even one bank, if one bank, one Citibank, one Wells Fargo, one US Bank, one Chase announces that they're fucked, all the rest of them are going down. And you think the US government is gonna make every single account payer whole, send you a check? You're dreaming. You are out of your freaking mind. You need to have your head examined. If you think the government won't even give these people who lost their homes $750 because we don't have money left. We're printing it to send to frickin' the Crane and here and there. We can't even give our own citizens $750. Oh, you want $750? Let's see if you qualify. My fucking house just washed away. What do you mean to see if I qualify? What are you talking about? And you think the FDIC is gonna cover your money? You're dreaming. You're dreaming. Keep your money in a bank is just waiting for disaster to happen. Waiting for frickin' disaster to happen. Where do you keep it? You get it into some type of investment vehicle. Get it into Bitcoin. And don't keep it on a frickin' exchange. That's asking for trouble too. Do your research. Figure out what cold storage is. Get a hardware wallet. Transfer your Bitcoin into a hardware wallet. That way you have custody over it. Not the bank, not the government, no one but you. And yes, it requires being responsible. Yes, you're going to have to learn. Yes, you're going to have to study until it's widely accepted. But do you know that at this stage of the game, you can get a Bitcoin-backed Visa card? Oh, you can't spend Bitcoin. I can get a Visa-backed Bitcoin card like that. They'd ship it tonight, I'd have it tomorrow, and I could start spending my Bitcoin wherever I want. It's not real money. Says who? Says who? Your investment broker that's getting you a whole 7% a year, not even keeping up with inflation? But you know what? I ain't spending my Bitcoin. I ain't freaking spending it. Why should I? Because it's going up 100 and something percent every 16 months or so. I ain't touching that shit. I mean, eventually in retirement, but I'll live off the freaking increases when I retire on Christmas Eve of 2030, because that's my goal. Then as it goes up, whatever I hodled up until then, I'll peel the 40% off to live off of. You know, so I'll be living fine. 100,000, 200,000 a year. Just chilling, like Bob Dylan, you know? Tell you what, gold is better. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Gold is better. Nah, I'm gonna call you on that. Gold ain't shit. Gold ain't shit. What is gold gonna do? You're gonna shave off a piece and pay for what? Gold is, you know how much gold there is in the world? Oh my God. When a meteor strikes the earth, there's more gold in it. Gold is oh, it's shiny. Gold is useless. It's shiny, and it's going to be replaced. Nobody wants it. Nobody needs it. Nobody gives a shit about it. It's gold. Well, what does that mean? You're going to get gold coins like a pirate, or you're going to get paper? A promissory note for gold. That's a waste. It's gone up what? In the past, it's gone up from 1900 to 2700 in like fucking 10 years. What kind of return on investment is that? I mean, it is my opinion, but it's facts. Prove me wrong. You know, if you put the same amount into Bitcoin, do you think that gold will be worth $1 million an ounce anytime soon in your lifetime? No. Well, what does gold do? Who are you gonna sell it to? Who wants your gold? A pirate? Joe's discount gold buyer? We buy broken gold on the corner of 5th and Stupidity? Gold is dumb. Gold is another dream that they try to sell you. Gold has no utility. It only has utility in the semiconductor business, and they are actively working on a way to replace gold. They have more gold than they'll ever need. They don't need yours. Nobody needs your gold. Oh, but what? But when the apocalypse comes, you're going to trade gold for a frickin' can of beans to feed your family? No. It's the whole gold thing. It's kind of ridiculous. What are you going to do? Carry on? Okay, you need $2 million to retire. $2 million to retire comfortably. How much gold is that? How much gold do you have? You know how much that equates to? 35 pounds of gold. Physical gold. You need 35 pounds of gold to retire comfortably. then what are you going to do? Go to Bob's jewelry freaking store and pay every time you got to pay a bill? You're going to go there and with a gold coin and be like, oh, I need some spot, I need the spot price on this thing, my mortgage is due. We could do it gold. And then there are going to be people waiting in the parking lot when outside of Joe's freaking rip-off freaking gold dealer, and they're going to follow you home, beat you over the head with a freaking bat, and then search your house for the rest of your gold. I don't understand gold. It's not, I get it. I mean, I actually own some. I'm not saying no, but what would you rather, you put all your money into just hodling gold that's going up? Oh, it went up 40% this year, until they hit a mother load of it somewhere. You know how much gold is probably on fucking Mars that Elon's gonna bring back? Gold is plentiful. Bitcoin is finite. There's only 21 million. And that's it. I mean, do you think the government holds gold? The money isn't even backed by gold. Gold isn't, it's almost useless at this point. You can't spend it. This isn't freaking 1870. I got my bag of gold, you know? Oh, 2 bits of gold for that there whiskey, you know? What the fuck are you gonna do with gold? I hear this all the time, and it's almost comical. Oh, well, that's your opinion. Yeah, it is my opinion, and it's also truth. It's also facts. I'm not saying don't have it, but that's like running a frickin' a trotter horse at F1 here next month, you know? Will it cross the finish line eventually? Will it make it around the track? Yeah, probably. Doesn't break an ankle. Is it gonna win? No. I want to be on the winning team. And that is digital gold, which is Bitcoin. But anyway, you do you. I'm gonna do me. And we'll talk about it. And okay, mark this. Okay, the price of Bitcoin. All right, everyone, you ready? You ready? The price of Bitcoin right now. All right, let's see. Because I am retiring. Not because of age, I'm just setting a goal. I am retiring Christmas Eve of 2030. All right, let's do this. Yeah, you could sell gold to the buyer, but why do you need a middleman? So you're gonna trust that. But again, that's an attack vector. So you're gonna go in once a month with your gold bullion. I even have a gold bullion on a chain. I thought it was cool back in the day. Real Swiss credit, 1 ounce. So I'd be walking around with like 3K on me right now. So you're gonna go there it's an attack vector. Because once they're gonna be like, oh, so what's your home address? And trust me, they're gonna come find your gold. They can't do that with my Bitcoin. But they'll find your gold, and they will kill your family for it. So, the whole idea of, I'll sell a little piece of gold every freaking time I need a little money, that's dangerous. You ever think about that? That is dangerous. There'll be people in the parking lot. They'll have his brother-in-law freaking following you home. That is dangerous. No, 45 is not gonna, he's not going back to the gold standard. That's why we're in this problem, because our money is backed by nothing. We couldn't print money until we made money. Had gold to back it. Now all bets are off. That's why we have outrageous inflation. Print more money, devalue everyone else's. But he's gonna back it with Bitcoin. He's gonna back our money. It's eventually gonna be legal tender. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if it isn't, it doesn't freaking matter anyway, because there's plenty of places in the world that treat it like legal tender. Whole countries. The whole state of Louisiana. You can pay off your property tax and everything else with Bitcoin. It's just an adoption issue, because people are like, oh, Bitcoin's a scam. That's what my neighbor said. He got ripped off with crypto. I mean, yeah. I mean, if a Nigerian crypto frickin' salesman says he's gonna give you a billion Bitcoin, if you respond to this email and you get ripped off, yeah, that's because you're stunad, That has nothing to do with crypto. But anyway, and crypto and Bitcoin are not synonymous. It's two entirely different creatures. How come I don't have my chat just appeared? Hey, ChatGPT. All right, there we go. Anyway, but that's just my opinion. But here we go. All right, here we go. Because I got to get going soon. Now, let's do something real quick. Mark this day. Mark this day, everyone. All right, let me check. No, I don't keep a friggin' wallet on this phone. You can't wrench me. Let me check something real quick. And we're gonna have a friendly competition. All right. Bitcoin, as of this very moment, is $68,411. Mark that down. One Bitcoin. Okay? You could own 1/10 of a Bitcoin. You could own 1/100th of a Bitcoin. You could own 1,000th of a Bitcoin. Everyone's saying goodbye already. All right, see you. The World Bank, they're fighting it every day, you know, but there's not much they can do about it. I mean, there is, but there isn't. At best, they can tax you when you actually have to start selling it. And at that point, you're gonna have like 100x your money, so you can afford it. But whatever, unless you just, you know, get citizenship in Dubai or some other tax favorable nation. Anyway, okay. 68,409. Gold, however. So let's see what it goes up to. Gold price today, 2,700. So it went up. All right, it went up 1% today. No way. 1%. 2,700 an ounce. Okay, that's cool. Let's see who wins on Christmas Eve of 2030. Who wins the percentage? So keep track of that right now, and we'll see who wins, who gets the higher percentage gain. But it doesn't count, it does not count unless it's physical gold. If you say you're into gold and you have gold, I'm talking physical. Gold spoons, gold bricks, gold bullion, Swiss credits, all that. I want to see it. No, I don't want to see it. But I'm not talking paper, I'm not talking futures, I'm not talking promissory notes, I'm talking physical gold. And we'll see who has the higher percentage gains. You know? I mean, by then, I'm thinking, okay, my charting and my technical analysis right now, and I'm no expert, I'm just some friggin' guy who studies a lot of shit, been in this game a long time. Bitcoin will be somewhere between $2.4 and $3.8 million per Bitcoin. And you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. People think you have to buy the whole thing. You buy like tiny little pieces to call Satoshis. Technically, you could probably retire on like 0.3 of a Bitcoin. If you have like 20 to 25,000 in Bitcoin right now, you'll retire wealthy. You know? Bond is the root word of bondage. Ooh, I like bondage. No, me personally, no. I'm the bonder, not the bonding. Yeah, gold. So you're gonna have to amass 35 to 40 pounds of gold, and it has to still keep appreciating at its current rate to match where half a Bitcoin will be. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna put 35 pounds of gold? I don't know, maybe people are pirates. Arr, got me gold. I don't know, whatever. It's shiny. Makes nice jewelry, I guess. When's the last time anyone bought any gold jewelry? But yeah, so, yeah, it went up 28, okay, gold went up $28 today. That's not bad. So if you had an ounce of gold, you made 28 bucks today. That's not too bad, I guess. All right, if you owned one Bitcoin, it went up $2,365. But gold's awesome, right? Gold's gonna win. No, I mean, like I said, I got some. I don't mean to bust people's chops. I just, you gotta do your own studying. That's all I'm saying. Do your study. Ms. Google. Oh, Ms. Google, thank you very much. I will put that into Satoshis. Thank you. Love you. Most appreciated. Thank you for making the night. You can get 1 million. Yeah, there's 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin. And you can buy but eventually there's gonna have penny parity. Right now it's not penny parity, so eventually 1 Satoshi is gonna be the equivalent of a penny. So that's why small amounts matter. If you have 20 grand if you're gonna amass somehow, some way, go hustle, go mow lawns, go strip down on Fremont Street, do whatever you have to do to try to amass 0.2, 20% of a Bitcoin, 15 to 20 grand before the end of 2025, but the price is gonna keep going up. You'll retire comfortably. You will retire comfortably. Just saying. Yeah, right, exactly. Gold is as big a Ponzi. Paper gold. I'm not talking physical gold, but people like conflate the two. Well, I own gold. No, you own a freaking piece of paper that says you own gold. Is it being delivered by a freaking Brinks truck anytime soon? No. You're taking the word for someone. Just like with Bitcoin ETFs. Don't F with them. BlackRock will just kick you straight in the nuts. Gold is as big a Ponzi scheme as Social Security. Social Security, what? The biggest Ponzi scheme ever known to man. Yeah, Mr. Virgin, I mean, BTC, yeah. You can go air gapped and frickin', there's so many ways. There's so many. The last thing, you just don't leave it on an exchange. Because if the exchange goes bust, or, they get a Wells notice or anything like that, they will tie up your money, your Bitcoin, and you will be screwed, blued, and tattooed. Just keep enough, like I trade, so I keep enough that I trade, and if they went belly up or the SEC shut them down or some shit, or something happened, no. Hardware wallet. Don't keep that shit on an exchange. A Bitcoin currently is, it's going to hit 70,000 probably by Monday or Tuesday, but you don't have to buy a whole one. You could buy all you do is if you got 20 bucks, you could buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. You don't have to, one Bitcoin is, that'd be a great goal. To have one Bitcoin, it'd be boss. It's 70,000 right now, but you could buy $20 worth. And they give you the little pieces, the pennies, the equivalent, the pennies of Bitcoin is called Satoshis. So you put 25 bucks, you get currently right now probably about 13,000 Satoshis. It's not, you can't think about it in terms of the numbers. You have to think about it in terms of how much you can stack. Your goal should be to get to, the goal is to get to 1, 2, 10, 20 Bitcoin, of course, but it's just going up in value. So the longer you wait, the harder it is. But just at least do whatever you can to get to 0.1, 0.1, 10%. Even some people even say 1%, 600 bucks. By the time people are ready to retire in 15, 20 years or whatever, a lot of us, that'll be worth a couple $100,000. So, you do you. But I'm just whatever. I put whatever I can afford to at this point. Not everything. Because you guys know, I still do the ETFs. I still, do some individual stocks, yada, yada, yada. But, whatever I can put in there. Yeah, you get a percentage of a coin. I'm not... Things never talk about the kinds of hardware wallets and software wallets that you use. Personally, that's a private conversation because, it's an attack vector. We'll talk about it. I'll tell you. I use multiple ones. I don't trust shit. I don't trust nothing. Yeah, I know. Executive, yeah. It's not backed. I mean, if people truly understood how bad we are financially, oh, we have freedom because I can, go here, go there. No, you have a number. Your purpose in life is to consume. They assigned you a number. You have a serial code, a serial number, and you were designed to consume, to keep the current fiat system in motion. That's your sole purpose in life. They don't care whether you live, whether you die, just spend money. Trade the hours of your life, the breaths of your body, for their fiat currency, and die. But Social Security's got you back, but we'll tax it. You know that Biden proposed? He was the one who presented in 1983 that Social Security gets taxed. Our current president, or not. He was the one who started that tax on Social Security shit. But some of you people voted for him. But in 17 days, we shall see what happens. Yeah, I mean, via blockchain technology is so powerful. Just even, I mean, the whole people don't even know what blockchain technology is, but we're converting to. One day I think next Friday we'll discuss what is money. Well, I think that'll be a great discussion. What is money? Because most people don't even know what money is. It's the expression of value. At one point, people thought seashells were money and the expression of value. And I understand why people don't understand Bitcoin, because at one point, people thought the internet was bullshit. Who's gonna want to watch stuff on a screen like that when you can go out and do fun stuff outside? Now we're all like, that's how entry level this is, which is the fact that people don't get it excites me. Like, I'm not like preaching the gospel, but I love you guys. I don't want you to look back in like 2 or 3 years and be like, I'm fucked. I'm gonna work the rest of my life, and my money isn't worth anything. They just. I want you to do well, because I love you guys. That's why I'm getting all preachy about it. But in the grand scheme of things, the fact that people do not understand what Bitcoin is just indicative of how early adopters are going to be the ones who make all the money. You know what it's like now? Like if you have a tenth of a Bitcoin, you are in like the top 1% of the world in terms of holding a digital asset. You are the future millionaires. Your generations after you will live off that little piece of Bitcoin you have now. You're providing generational wealth to all your offspring, to all your prodigy. They won't even know your name, and they'll still be living off that. That's how early we are to this game. It's like the equivalent of buying like 100 acres of land in Manhattan for like $10. That's how early we are. So yeah, I'm okay with people scoffing at it. It just makes it better, It just makes it more awesome. It's a good thing. I'm like packing my stuff. Because soon there's not going to be any left. Between companies are bankrolling this stuff. Companies are borrowing money or they're selling their own stock to increase their cash flow and their cash holdings and buying Bitcoin. I mean, now people like us are in competition with the same people who've been running the world forever anyway. We're in competition with the corporations to grab as much Bitcoin as we potentially can. And if you wait too long, you're not going to be able to. So that's what I'm saying. Everyone who's in now you are the future. You're in like the the niche of people who are gonna actually have financial freedom in the future. Exactly, 0.026. Like, everyone is, like, if they divided all the Bitcoin by that, but, you know, not everyone's gonna have it. Some people are gonna have more, some people are gonna have less. Yeah, I mean, you can do the ETFs, but it's a promissory note. Would you rather have it or not have it? Whether you're not paying taxes on it anyway until you convert it to fiat. So it doesn't matter that you can hide it inside you can shelter it within a retirement account. It does not matter. You're not getting any more tax protection as if you bought it and put it into a cold storage, you know, like hidden on, you know, a device or whatever. So there's no tax benefit to keeping it inside a IRA. There's no tax advantage to it. You know, plus you got to pay fees on an ETF, and who knows what the hell they're actually doing. Do you trust BlackRock? Do you trust BlackRock with your retirement, that they're not going to do something crafty with it? You know, I mean, I'd rather have self-custody, but there's no tax advantage whatsoever to holding a Bitcoin ETF in your retirement account versus holding it, because you're not, whether you're paying pre-tax, post-tax, doesn't matter, because it's beaten inflation by a factor of like 10. So yeah, you'll probably get tax capital gains when you start withdrawing it in your retirement from your cold storage, and by then it'll be so widely accepted that you'll just be like, you know, you'll be just buying shit with it left and right like we do now with fiat. So it doesn't really matter. But there's no tax advantage to it, and I don't trust them. I am not going to trust my future to paper. A promissory note. I mean, isn't that how we got in trouble with fiat? You know? With trading energy. I put an hour of my life and I got back a piece of paper. Oh, and each day it shrinks. So the value of my time that translates into a piece of paper that says, "In God we trust" on it or not, is shrinking. So that means I am shrinking. The value of my worth, the energy, you're converting energy, your energy as a human being to work, to prosper, to hustle, to bust your ass, into a piece of paper that's shrinking to feed this fiat bullshit system. If you study it, you would know what I'm saying. It sounds freaking nuts now, but you would understand it. Crypto ITO, what up? Yeah, Bert. All right. I hope I run into you. I mean, you know me. I'll be around doing the Saturday night thing and all that. And you can always find me here on a Friday. Anyway, people, I didn't realize how late it is. I am actually going to be late for dinner, and that's going to suck. But I love you guys, and you don't have to do what I do. I just have fun. But I do care about you on a sincere, deep level. You're my people. You're my extended family, and I love you, and I just want the best for you. I want you to be healthy, wealthy, wise, and informed about everything. That way we all grow together, we all prosper together, and we all have a wonderful life. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about. And if I gotta rattle a few cages, and if I gotta, have a few harsh words, and if I have to, go for a little shock value here and then to wake people up, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to have people pissed off at me for the greater good. Because that's how much I love you guys. Honest, that ain't no bullshit. And do all this stuff. I love you. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.